I can't believe it, Esther. They came back. Man, I'll tell you what. If the cops ask for your license, you give them your license. And if Daisy Doodah asks you for a piece of bacon, you give her a piece of bacon. Nom, 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 nom. I bit my hand off, you mean old dog. All right, as you can see, I got this big crappie drawn out. This board is 20 by 30. It's just two 2x10s down and glued together. And we're gonna carve this big black crappie. Down Florida, they call it a speck. Anyway, we're gonna carve that thing into that board and we'll see how this goes. I think it'll be pretty neat. I've done them before. I've got one on my picnic table out back. It's about 38 inches. Here's the one on the picnic table I was talking about. And this thing is, it's about 38 inches long and a just standard 8-foot table. And it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to make that same thing on that board. Now this is another special project. This is going to some pretty special people who are known to be givers. And I don't know if we're gonna fit any words into this one or if it's just gonna be this fish. But that said, this fish and the fish I made, the big bluegill shell cracker, redeer sunfish, it'll make more sense when you get to know these people. But that's it, I got these little jigs and it should get a pretty good down angle of what I'm doing on this thing. And we're gonna get to grinding on this. I can't say getting to cutting because there ain't no saw work. It's an all 4.5-inch angle grinder and some Dremel work. So we'll get to cutting on this dude and we'll see how, there I go. We will get to grinding on this dude and we'll see how it goes. All right. All right, that's it. That's the carving. So next, what are we going to do to make this thing stand out? I mean, you couldn't even tell there was a carving there if you were 10 feet away from it. So let's see what we do next. And we're going to burn it and darken it up in some spots. And it's going to be a black crappie. They call it a speck down in Florida. So to have some darker spots, some lighter spots. That said, we're going to go ahead and we're doing some torch work, which will really bring this thing out. There you have it. That baby come out pretty good. Looks pretty nice in detail. Wouldn't want to burn any darker than this because once we put the clear coat on it, it'll get really dark. So we're going to leave it just like that. And looks pretty good. Doesn't take that long. Probably took as long to draw it as it did to carve it. So I got to looking at it and I thought, man, it just kind of, the edges look so plain. Get this nice, big, beautiful fish carving and then nothing. So I think I'm just going to go around the edges and cut little notches all around it with the angle grinder and then come back through and burn the edges. And we'll see how it goes. I might regret that I did it, but I'm going to find out. All right, so yeah, that really added a little extra. I just made it look a lot nicer to have something around the edges. And they're like little waves, shark bites, heck, I don't know. But I just know it looks good, burned it down, and it doesn't look so plain now. So that'll be kind of nice. All right, folks, there you have it. Real nice wall hanging piece, especially if you're gonna put it outside or something like that. Just a real cool looking black crappie, and it's gonna look even better once it's clear coated. Anyway, I have enjoyed drawing this and carving it. It's a really good time. This is something I seem to be able to do okay. This is probably the 4th or 5th crappie I've made like this. And crappies and bluegills, for whatever reason, we've caught a lot of them over the years. That said, hey, I'm holding this thing. It's really heavy for one arm. Don't forget, come back when you can stay later, you smuck.